You see this next feature in almost every software application now, and that's because it's become a necessity. I'm talking about undo. Actually, undo and redo. Undo, redo, and repeat commands that are now found in the Quick Access toolbar in Word 2007. Undo works like always. You make a mistake or make the wrong choice, you can undo it. You realize it wasn't wrong after all, you can redo it. Or in effect, undo the undo. But now you can also repeat a command. Let's try these out on our recipe book. So if you don't have this document open, Recipe Book 4, from your Lesson 4 folder of your exercise files, go ahead and open it. I'm going to move to the top of my document by holding down Control and pressing Home. And I'm just going to scroll down to my table of contents down here on the second page. So here we have our table of contents, and the first thing we're going to do is select the title Table of Contents. So let's say I change this to TOC. Type right over it to TOC. And I look at that and I realize, that doesn't really look good. I can undo that. I don't have to retype Table of Contents. So I move up here to my Quick Access toolbar, and as I hover over the Undo button, you can see that it actually says Undo Typing, because that's what I just did. I typed. Now Control Z or Control Z on the keyboard is the keyboard shortcut for undo. I'm going to click it, and you can see it's back to Table of Contents. I wanted to see what that looked like again just to compare. As I move to the right, you can see that I have a Redo button, and clicking this is going to redo typing. So I click it, and it's like, no, I was right the first time. I'm going to come back here and undo that. So here we are back to where we started with the word Table of Contents. I'm going to do something different though here now. This is bolded, and I know it is because if I look over here in my font group, the bold button is highlighted. So I'm going to turn bold off just by clicking the bold button. It's what we call a toggle. You turn it off and on using the same button. So now the repeat button appears instead of the redo button. As I move up here to the Quick Access toolbar, you can see I can repeat that bold code. So if I click it, bold's back on. Click it again, the bold is back off. Okay, so I'm going to leave it with the bold turned off, and now I'm going to come down here. My text is still selected, Table of Contents, and turn the underline off as well. Now, Word keeps track of your changes in case you want to undo or redo more than one command at a time, like we've been doing. It's called the history, and we access it through the drop-down button next to the undo button. So this little arrow button here, the drop-down, when we click it, is going to show you all of those things that we've been doing. Underline, style, bold, bold, bold. There is where we turned it on and off a couple of times. In the previous lesson, we did some replacing as well. I can undo up to all of these 6 actions if I wanted to. But if I just come back to this first bold, you can see all 4 are selected. So if I click it, look at that, I'm back to where I started at the very beginning. I deselect my text to see what that looks like. Alright, so we're back to where we started. And always remember this useful command is there when you make a choice or a mistake that you really didn't want to. I call it the oopsie feature. Anytime I catch myself saying oopsie, it's straight to the undo button. You can call it whatever you like.